Hi friends, welcome to my channel. I'm going to be bringing to you today 4 Rustic Glam Christmas Crafts. The first set is going to be these ornaments I'm using from the Dollar Tree. And this first one, I'm just going to use my homemade Mod Podge and some tissue paper. This is just the gift wrapped tissue paper, and it has these beautiful silver snowflakes which go so good with the gray silver looking ornament as the base. I'm just going to add a generous amount of the Mod Podge over the bottom and the top of that tissue paper and secure it down. It is such an easy, fun way to elevate some of these ornaments and a great thing for kids to do as well. Then I'm going to go ahead and grab 2 of the clear ornaments from the Dollar Tree as well. And I love these. They're plastic and you can really do whatever you want. They're really a blank canvas. But these 2, I'm going to be adding the new ornament filler from the Dollar Tree. They have that blue color and then also the clear. So I'm adding just enough in there that it's going to add that special touch to these ornaments. I think it'll be really pretty with the Christmas lights on the tree. So now I'm going to grab another ornament. This is a glitter silver that was in the same package as the one that I Mod Podged on that paper to. And then the 2 clear. And I'm going to grab some of the Dollar Tree's greenery and just cut it into little pieces. And then with a hot glue gun, I'm just going to glue that right onto the front of these 4 ornaments. Now, I'm Jennifer Kramer, and I'm so glad you're here, and I hope that you are a subscriber, but if you're not, that's okay. Thanks for watching, and I would love it if you would hit that subscription button, and while you're at it, go ahead and ring that bell. If you do, then YouTube will definitely let you know when I am on so that you don't miss any of my upcoming videos and you can see what I have to bring to you this Christmas season. I'm really excited. This is what I'm calling Rustic Glam. And I also have another video that has 6 of the Rustic Glam, and it is going to be linked in the comments below. So if you haven't been watching, this is such a fun way to make your own personalized Christmas with whatever your theme is. So if you're not into the Rustic Glam, that's okay. Just go ahead and change any of the colors or materials to fit your style. Now, right now I am taking some jute twine and I'm just wrapping it around my fingers a couple of times, and then I'm just tying it in the middle to make a simple bow. And I will do that 4 times and then add that to the front of all of these ornaments. And I think that adds a really cute touch. Now, Rustic Glam is a style that I think is really quite fun and cute, but it's not for everyone. So I will be coming on all throughout the season, doing different crafts from different styles. I think I came up with about 12 that I thought would be really fun to do. So definitely make sure that you check back. Now I am taking these snowflakes that I got from Hobby Lobby, and I'm just going to, again, hot glue those right to the center of those. And then another project that I finished from earlier that comes in that other video I referred to, I had to add a little something to that as well. So taking some jute twine, I'm just tying off a piece of jute twine up to the tops of these. I do like to do the looped method where you fold it in half and loop it through, and that kind of helps make them hang a little bit better, I find. And then I just make a knot at the top so that you can make it a hanger. And just like that, these 4 ornaments are done. I think they turned out really, really cute. So here is my Chalk Couture deer. These are my winter deer. They are made from Chalk Couture, and I am using the silk screen from Chalk Couture and just putting it right onto those whitewashed wooden deer that you can get. And then I'm just using some chalk paste and a squeegee and just going over that design. And look at this, you guys. This is such an easy project to do. Now, the dough, I decided to use some silver chalk paste, and I think it's really cute. What a cute set, the 2 of them together. And after they take a couple of minutes to dry, I'm going to take some of those little pieces of greenery and I'm just going to hot glue those in place and give them a little bit more than just the color and the snowflakes on them. So for him, I wanted to keep him a little more neutral, so I just added some buttons to the middle of his greenery. And for her, she's getting a bead that is got some silver on it and then some crystal beading. And then I wanted to get that rustic part of this look in. And to do that, I am going to go around and sand all along the edges of these 2. I really like to do this. It is a wooden surface that I'm using, so I am exposing that wood with the sander. And that's just going to add a little bit of a touch where it's going to be distressed. And here in a second, I'm going to take some of my wood stain and I'm just going to apply it around the edges of these deer to help expose and bring out that wood look. I think that deer are such a cute and natural way to bring in any kind of seasonal element. And these deer definitely are showing that off with those cute snowflakes. Now I'm just taking that stain and just rubbing it on and then just rubbing off any excess that I don't need. And you can do as little or as much as you like of this. And if you don't even want to do that, that's okay, because the whitewashed wood is so cute as it is. But depending on what you do to it, you can really make it any style you want. Rustic Glam is really cute, but of course you could do farmhouse. The possibilities really are endless with these cuties. But I love how these deer turned out. Now I'm using the same color of the blue chalk paste and I just watered it down so it would be like a watercolor paint. And I'm just painting it on to this snowflake. Now this is another Chalk Couture surface. This is their new wooden whitewashed snowflake. They have 2 different sizes. Here's the larger one right here. And so while the other one is drying, I am going to go ahead and apply some shimmer frost to this snowflake right here. And this is made for the surface underneath. It's so awesome to have those 2 pair up perfectly. So with Chalk Couture's paste, you just put it on and then just squeegee off any excess. It's going to push that paste through the silk screen portion, and then it's going to go onto the surface underneath. And you guys, this is really the easiest process to get clean lines and just a really, really cute look, even if you're not an artist. Now that blue one turned out so cute, and now I'm going to take that bigger one that I already put the frost on, and I'm putting a smaller snowflake on here. I'm going to grab my shimmer silver, and I'm going to apply this other snowflake. Now the reason I say shimmer is because it does have little flecks of the glitter in there, and look at how cute those two are. Now we're on to the bigger project of this video. I'm going to be working with a couple of these styrofoam trees, and I already wrapped one of the smaller ones just with jute, and this one here I decided I wanted to do a combination. So I have that same jute, but I also have just some plain white yarn that I'm going to just hold together and just go right down this tree. I think the hardest part of this project was just keeping that yarn and jute kind of in the same spot that I wanted, making sure that the yarn was on top of the jute. They just kept wanting to twist around. And so just making sure before any of that touched the glue that I was making sure it was in the right position. So this is really a simple, easy project. I don't recommend it for kids if you're using the hot glue, but it is really an easy project. So you just continue all the way down. I do like to start at the top. I feel like you can just get that top looking better. And then you'll see once you get to the bottom, you can take it and wrap it around the very bottom base there. And I really did like doing that and having a finished look and add that to this project. And if I would have started at the bottom, that might have been a little bit harder to start off. So I did like going from the top to the bottom. And I did the exact same process with just the jute on there, and so you just keep spiraling it around until you get what you want covered. Now I did get these little small trees. I got these ones from I think Hobby Lobby, but I've ordered them on Amazon before. The one that is the bigger of the three that I'm going to be doing in this video, I did get from the Dollar Tree, but they also have those at Hobby Lobby. I've seen them at Walmart. And then, of course, you can get them on Amazon, just depending on what your time frame is and what your budget is. So now I'm just going to use whatever tool I can find and just get that finished. And now I'm going to work on that bigger one. Now, I took a little piece of the floral stem that I had left over and just a cotton ball, and I tried to just add a little bit to the top there. I didn't like the way it was just a blunt top, and so now I have this glitter white burlap fabric, and I'm just going to hot glue and roll that onto this tree form and then cut off the excess. This really was quite easy to do, but I'm not 100% sure I was happy with the top, but it ends up looking great in the end. But it's still a little bit difficult, but you got to kind of cut off anything you have left over on the bottom. And then I just hot glued and then just folded over that bottom fabric. But like I said, with the tops being blunt like that, it is a little difficult to try to figure out how to make that look right at the top. So I just kept snipping away at it, and then I just added some hot glue in the top there and then just held that down and kind of pushed it into a point. It turned out okay. And then I am taking these wooden pieces. Now these are these are stair banister pieces, and I got them at a local shop for $1 a piece, you guys. That's an amazing deal. Now you can see the one is really quite water damaged, which I think the whole palette of them got water damaged, and that's why they were selling them at that price. But when you're doing rustic, it really does not matter. Now, I just sanded some of the little cut edges, and then I'm going to add that same stain that I've been using for this Rustic Glam vignette of projects, and I'm just going to use a small little paintbrush there because I want to get into all those little grooves just to make sure I get a good coverage. And then I'm going to just go ahead and finish staining the rest of these. All three are going to get that same stain. Now, I did take these spindles and I took them to my chop saw and I cut them at different heights to get the different variations, I would say. So definitely needed a little bit of a sanding, but I think this turns out really cute having them all three a little bit different. So just know that depending on what you have available to you, just use it. Even if it's got a little bit of damage to it, nothing has to be perfect, especially when you are crafting. We can make anything beautiful, you guys. So I would love to know, would you be using these kinds of materials? Is there something else in your stash you can think of that you would love to see as the base of these trees? So these are all going to get the same treatment. Next, I'm going to let them dry, and then I grabbed my chalk paint. This is from Waverly. I think this is the crystal blue, and I'm doing like a swirling motion around with it in a dry brush. I just want a little bit of that lighter blue showing underneath, and I want to make sure that we're still seeing some of that darker wood in there. So just doing a swirling pattern, and I want to make sure that I'm getting not only the flat part there, but also up into those rounded spindles as well. If you can hear, I'm not sure if you guys will be able to hear on here, but my hound dog is letting me know that someone is home. So while I'm doing this recording, he's like my little doorbell. So after I get this blue, crystal blue, all finished up, I'm going to close it up and grab my Waverly white chalk paint. And then I'm going to take my bristle brush and I'm going to take it, and with a dry brush, again, I'm going to just go back and forth. This time I am doing a back and forth lined almost. Instead of the swirls of the blue, this time I'm making like almost lines in it, just back and forth in the same motion. And I think that gives it a lot of dimension and just interest. So now just that little bit of white on there. And if you do get too much, you guys, don't worry about it. Just brush it off or grab a paper towel and go ahead and wipe it away if you can. You can always go back and either edit, but you don't have to stress. This is your creations and our personal touch to it. Even if that does mean a little heavy-handed, makes it perfectly imperfect. So I went and let those dry. And then I went and grabbed a finishing nail and hammered those into the tops of those pieces of wood. Then I added a little bit of hot glue, and I'm just securing those trees down. And I don't know if you noticed, but the one that had the burlap, I did add jute to the bottom of that just to finish that one off. Now I'm taking some different trimmings that I have, laces and ribbon, and I am just adding it to the bottom of the trees, and each one is going to be a little bit different. And I just wanted to have a little something special to these trees, even though they are a little rustic, but here's where the glam comes in. I did add a little bit of extra hot glue right in there, just to make sure that those are good and sturdy. So just make sure that you guys are thinking about how these are going to be displayed. Are kids going to be touching them and playing with them, and that kind of thing when you're trying to do the structure of your different crafts. Now, this trimming that I'm using here, this is actually a yarn, but it was such an interesting different texture. There's just a whimsical way about it. It just goes this way, that way, in every direction. Very fine little pieces of thread there. So I thought this was just really kind of a fun one to add to this. So that's what I decided to add to the one with the jute and the white yarn there. Now for this one here, this is the biggest one. I did put it down on one of the smallest ones, and I decided this one just needed greenery on the trim. I think this turns out really, really cute. And I know you guys probably can't tell in the video, but it is glitter on there. And oh, did you guys notice that? The sun came out just as I was recording this. I am in Southern Oregon, and the weather here has been very fall-like. We have had lots of rain and a little bit of partly cloudy, and this is one of those days where the sun would want to come out just for a second or two, and then it would go back away, and then it would come back. So sorry, the lighting is a little bit weird in this video, but you got to craft when you have the opportunity, right? So anyways, so here is that greenery, and like I said, it does have some sparkle and shine to it. It's hard to see in there, but Dollar Tree did a really great job with their greenery this year, so definitely check them out. So now I'm taking that greenery and I am adding it in different variations onto the base of those trees right on the wooden section. And I did have two going one direction, two going another, and then just the one hanging down like a swag. And then the bigger one, I decided to go ahead and make a bow. I'm using some jute ribbon that actually has a little bit of sparkle and shine to it. So I'm going to just tie that and then glue that right in the center there. And I think that makes that one really kind of fun and special. And then again with that jute twine, just twisting it around my fingers several times and then just tying it in the center to make a sweet little bow. And I'm going to add that to the center of the other bow. I think that kind of finishes it off. It gives it kind of different layers and dimension. So now I'm just taking some different berries. I got these from Hobby Lobby, and I'm just going to add them here and there on this one, and maybe another little sprig of greenery. And then I thought, I'm really not thrilled with the top of this tree and the way that turned out. So I needed it to have something different to it. So I'm taking this wooden star that I got from the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to add the same paint to it the same way, the blue in the swirls and then the white in the different lined motion. And I gave that a little bit of a paint job, and then getting some of that greenery together, and I'm just going to add the greenery and that star right to the top of this tree. And I did decide to go ahead and add some of the greenery all around in different directions, just so that it looks nice from different angles. And then I just glued that star right to the top. I think that was a great finishing touch. And then I wanted to add some of the different pick pieces from Hobby Lobby that have some crystals on them, just twisting them around, and then I just added those to the top. And just like that, you guys, this one will be finished. Out of the 3 trees, this is the tallest one, and so that was the one that definitely needed that star, and I think it turned out really special. So adding a bow to this next one as well, using that twisting around my fingers. Guys, that is just the easiest bow. And I think that they add such a neat touch to any project, especially if you're going for that rustic look. Now, here are some more of those cute, like gems. They almost look like crystalled gems, and so I'm just adding those in on this to give it a little glam and something special. And then one of those really cute snowflakes right there in the center of that bow. You guys can just keep adding until you're happy with it, until it looks the way you want it to look, and even going back and putting something else in as you go along. It's not done until you feel like it's done. So let me know, what do you guys think of these trees? Would you have thought to put them up on the pedestals? And what do you think? Do you think it's a good grouping? Does that look rustic glam to you? Let me know in the comment section. I'd love to hear from you guys. Is this your style? Is this a style you would like to try? Or are you looking for something a little bit different? So definitely let me know. And on this one, it looks like I just added that snowflake right to the top. So each one has a little bit something different, but these projects all turned out so cute. And I would love to know which one is your favorite. And if you did not see the other projects that I'm showing in this vignette, you've got to go check out that other video, you guys, because these all turned out so good. There were so many fun projects in this theme that I could not fit them all in just one video. So there is more to see. I will drop the link below. Make sure you check that out. And again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I look forward to bringing you more and more and more this season.